back. We're on the 405. Remembering Bob Saget, a king in the comedy world. Bobby Daddy, our brother, our big brother. John and I went to pick up his car at LAX where he left it. And
I think it's a good opportunity to say a few things.
What do you want to say? Without crying, because I don't want to... If we crash, this is really good. Come on.
I've just never known a human being on this earth who could give that much love individually and completely to that many people in a way that made each person feel like he was a main character in their life.
Yeah.
And they were a main character in his life.
Yeah.
And I've never felt more, like at a four-way stop. Sorry for the metaphors. My metaphors are terrible the last word. Not that they were ever great, but the way no one goes at a four-way stop, if everyone goes, you go?
Yeah. And everybody's like...
Everyone is so aware how universal Bob's love for people was that nobody wants to step on anyone else's toes. And the fear for me is that everyone, out of respect, demurs and defers. And that's just because people understand how important their personal relationship with Bob was. The biggest fear would be talking about the love of Bob in a way that would supersede someone else's love of Bob. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He really was love. Like, he represented that. He has a beautiful wife, 3 daughters, and then made his fake family from TV into his real family.
And then I said to Jeff, and 30,000 people are tied for 3rd place. And I'll tell you this. Do you know how effusive you have to be in your love for everyone in your life, for each and every person he loved, to be told by another, he loved you so much?
Yep.
Everyone is held into place by Bob's insistence on telling everyone how much he loved everyone. So, and I know this, it's an unintended benefit, but everyone can go, he loved you, he said this and that about you. And Bob's effusive and repeated expression of love is the greatest gift that he left people, because all we have is the pain of his going, and we don't have to worry about the accounting. The affairs are in order in terms of wondering, or not having to wonder, how Bob felt about us. Do you know what I mean?
It's like what you said about backing up your computer.
Bob's love backup was this morning, 7:33 a.m.
You knew where you stood. I love you. He ended the most benign conversations with "I love you."
I hear him. I love you guys so much. John and Jeff, I just love you guys so much. I love you so much. I want to take you guys out to Craig's next week. We got to go to Craig's and have dinner. I love you guys. Thank you so much for picking my. This is the only time in my life I've been honored to help a friend out at LAX.
Yep, I haven't picked someone up at the airport in 10 years. And by the way, look at the traffic going the other way. We really lucked out here.
Yeah.
So if you're tuning in late, it's Jeff and John, and I guess Bob's in the back seat, or I don't know what happened, but we've been at the house for a couple of days, and it's remarkable what a great family guy he was. I love Kelly so much. He loved Kelly so much. He talked about that so much. He talked about his daughters ad infinitum. And I feel vulnerable. I feel less protected without him in the world. He really was the guy you called if you had a life issue. And there's going to be something missing for a long time.
I'm not really good at admitting that I'm a beginner at something, and this is my first time here. I'm a rookie. I'm a first-time caller, and the tough part, or one of the tough parts, because there's so many, is that the only person who could have given me the advice I needed in a nuanced way that I could understand is Bob. Because Bob was sadly a graduate of the University of Laws. He was a professor.
A professional mourner almost. A what? A professor?
A professor of law. And it's hard when the person you would have gone to go, hey, what's this all about? You know? You can't synthesize.
I just want to remind you the windshield wipers don't work.
You can't synthesize something you needed to hear from someone that was important and that could have helped you, because he would have put it in a way I could come close. I can tell myself a lot of things for Bob or from Bob. I can't tell myself what he would have told me about loss because I don't know about loss. But he does and did, and he would have told me something that I would have held on to. And so the guy to help with this is the guy who's not here. And
hi, Candace.
You know,
we love you, Candace.
Love you, Candace. Can I tell you this?
Yeah.
One of the greatest memories of my life will be living for 2 days and probably longer
in the Full House.
In a full house with the Full House cast in sweatpants, foraging in the kitchen.
Except we're the Olsen twins.
Oh, the cast of Full House has never been in a full house, and we got but again, it's so difficult to take from. It's so difficult to take from the jar and want to go into the loss, because you know there's so many hands in that jar who should be in that jar picking out things to talk about, that I almost feel like I don't want to say something for fear that someone else felt it more because they spent more time about. Let me give you a point of view or a point of reference on how long and valued Bob's relationships are with people. I've known Bob for 15 years,
right,
and I'm the new guy.
Right.
I'm the new guy.
Right. Hi, Jimmy. We love you, buddy. Jimmy says, I love you both, but I think Bob would want me to report this car stolen, dialing 911. By the way, the fact that Bob had his fancy Lexus for going to restaurants, and then had his his junk car was this beautiful Prius, and which isn't a junkie at all. It's immaculate. And we're here on the 405. It took a little bit of doing, but we got his car out of LAX. I don't want to tell you what it cost.
Can I tell the story?
Yeah.
Very sweet. The parking company was, let's just say, unreceptive to the idea that we were helping out a friend who's no longer with us.
They were like, if it was Stamos' car, we would let you go.
And I'll tell you something really sweet. It was $250. And Jeff said, I'd like to pay for it. And when someone dies, it's the opposite of real life. You actually want to give people things to do because that's how they keep their hand on a guy's shoulder,
right,
on a person's shoulder.
Right.
And I didn't quite get why Jeff wanted to pay for it. I just knew that, okay, it's a potluck. Let everyone bring a dish. And then Jeff said, can I get the receipt?
Yeah.
And the receipt was a card. And I went, oh. And then you said to me, I just want to keep it in my wallet.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be doing for a while.
I have my grandfather's union card from construction. Now I'll have the receipt from Bob's car, and I like to hold on to
Can I say something else?
I like to hold on to stuff.
No, I don't know.
What? Wait, hold on. Hey, fuck you! Use a blinker.
I don't think people knew that their love for Bob was 100% unironic. I don't think they understood till he left that it was all sincere. And he let people play with his name. He let people use it and have fun with it. And I think what hit people really hard was that when he left, people realized that their love for him was 100% unironic and it was real. And I think that's part of the gut punch. He was a fucking A-lister, man. He was Santa Claus, bigger than it. It's just, I think he let people have fun. He let people have fun with the catchphrase, you know? And you didn't have to quantify why you loved him. And it might have felt fun, and it might have felt like Bob Saget. But, you know, as soon as he left, people realized, oh my God, that's 100% sincere love for a guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's why so many people are sideways.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm just going to throw stuff at you because I don't know how many opportunities we get. A meteor is going to hit Earth next week, and that's going to be the news.
Don't look up.
Yeah.
Well,
So take the pressure off me. Say a few things that might get quoted and look weird in quotes, you know?
Hi to our friends, Bob's fans, John's fans.
I don't have to flat spin on anything I said so far, do I?
Come on, just watch the fucking lane. You're fine.
Oh, we're going south again.
Are we going the right way?
I'm kidding.
If anybody can just put in the comments directions to Hollywood from LAX, we don't.
I can figure that out.
You know, and I don't know how much I should say. John's been very supportive and generous in all of this, and I really appreciate that, and I know the family does too, and yeah, I really love the guy. He was a comic before he was anything else. You know, I've heard from 1,000 comics in the last couple days, and he loved making people happy. It didn't matter who you were. It didn't matter your stature, your status. Bob was a rock star without an assistant. Bob was a single dad for a long time. He raised 3 amazing people. And he somehow took his TV family and also made them his real family. And which is unheard of. Unheard of. People from all over the world are saying hi and telling us to be careful. Sing us some Full House theme song. I've never seen that fucking show once. Sorry.
Does anyone want to go live? Does anyone want to go live with you? Does anyone else?
Let's see.
If you say viewer, if you put, I feel like LA is the only city you could.
Hi, Andy. Your buddy Andy's on here.
Stream from, and people wouldn't yell at you for.
Dean Del Rey. Bravo, Andy. Hi, guys. Adrian.
You know, the thing that just keeps coming up when people say they're sorry, I just go, I love that guy. It's like music. It's like music to be able to say that. I love that guy. Fucking love that guy.
My sister said that of all the people I've ever introduced, my sister's a special ed teacher up in Washington State, and she said of everyone I've ever introduced her to, Bob was the nicest. Hi, Gilbert Gottfried, Mike Eldred, we love you, buddy. You're just taking the ride with us, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. I don't know if I could fill up every second because there's a lot of just thinking and a lot of crying, and we're not made to mourn forever. We mourn and then we move on, and Bob helped teach me that. Bob had so much loss in his life. He lost both his sisters at a young age, and he really was really good at seeing the bright side and the positive stuff.
And you know, he had an excuse not to. Bob had every excuse under the sun to be cynical, to be upset, to be distrusting of fate. He had every reason under the sun not to trust the system. Because in a lot of ways, a lot of times, that system failed him. And his joy and his innocence in the face of a life that really took from him in places was his middle finger to it all. I'm sorry for sounding over dramatic, but I don't know. Maybe that's on as much drama as you want. But he had every reason to be the guy in the back of the bar, bitter. He had firepower to be able to do that. What's your problem? Why are you crying in your beer? And his answer would have made you fucking walk backwards away. And he laughed and he spread joy, and his protest against the cruelty of these things was that he was going to smile and spread love and be childlike and be innocent and be loving, even after what he knew could happen in this world. That was his protest. You know what? I'm just going to give as much love as possible. I mean, that man, I don't know if this was his first life or if that was his 70th life.
Right.
That man made it to the waterfall. I promise you that. I promise you that guy, he made it to the waterfall.
That's beautiful. The turning away from bitterness is grace, seems someone said. And that was his gift to the world. Thank you, Tank Sinatra. You're right.
Every reason, you know?
So much love for Saget, Nadine, Minnie. Well,
He loves, I'm telling you, he loves this. He loves it. Loves going live like this. I just love you guys. I love you guys so much. Bob here. Love you guys so much. Thanks, John. Thanks, Jeff. You guys are the best. Love
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
right now he'd be saying, "You want to pull into Craig's and eat some meat?" Bob
Yeah.
loved a steak.
Yeah, I'll email Craig. I'll email Craig right now. Can we park him back?
I always tried to, with Bob, you know, Bob was so generous, and he'd always take everybody out, and I'd always try to take him out. That was my one thing with him, because I didn't want him to be Big Daddy. I wanted him to just be my brother and not feel like he was having to take care of yet another person. And he really did take care of everybody, and he really took care of me. And if you need a doctor, if you need a lawyer, if you need a pastrami sandwich at 3 a.m. because some girl just broke your heart, Bob was that guy. He knew how to deal with it. He knew how to handle it. He made it. Bob made it as a teenager. He was doing comedy as a teenager, so I think it grounded him, and that he knew how to handle success and help people stay successful. He always gave me great advice. You'll love this.
I'm past the exit. We'll go.
He'd always say, Jeff.
Oh, you do me a favor and push it. So, sorry. Forgive me.
Here's your blinkers. He'd say, I'd say, Bob, what do I do? I feel guilty. I'm getting pressure to do this or that. He'd say, do what's good for you. Do what's good for you. And he really understood how to preserve himself and take care of himself and take care of others. Yes, we're wearing our seatbelts. Thank you for sharing your love for him. Thank you, JP. Hi, Grace. Hi, Marina. Everybody's got broken hearts. Whoever thought of the broken heart emoji was thinking about today. Hi, Adam. Adam Ray. Love you, buddy. Hi, Juliet. Much love to you guys back.
You know,
If you're just tuning in, as John just said, we're bringing this cowboy steed back to the encampment. Bob, this is his car. We went to LAX and bringing it home, and John brought Bob home. So that means a lot. Thank you for that. There's no windshield wipers for our eyes, only for the windshield. You know what's weird is that there's like nothing of his in here. Well, this really could have been any car we could have done this in.
we're being towed like it's like a movie shoot.
We went to 4 floors looking for it, trying to figure out where he parked. And of course he parked right by the entrance, because he's Bob Saget. He's got rock star parking even when it's not planned. He clearly pulled a Kojak and parked right in front and went right to his gig. He flew to Florida. He did a killer show, as you all saw. Got a standing ovation. And he loved to drive. He used to pick me up. He'd always want to drive. It's hard to believe he died like this so suddenly. Everybody thought for sure when he dies it would be from texting and driving. Are you lost again?
Well, I went one exit too far.
Alright, maybe I should point the camera where we are. I don't want anybody following us.
Oh, we're giving them ample time to grab our arrival. Who cares?
Well, he was America's dad, and I always wanted to be in Full House. Never seen John cry, my God. I have, and he's really good at it. He's really good at it. Emotions are his trade.
You might be
This
right.
guy is a emotional expert. He understands human emotions.
I didn't understand this, so get ready for some records.
I can't wait to hear what comes out of this.
Well,
Hi, Mr. Moore. Hi, Carl. What Carl said.
aw, we love
It
you.
must be a Shiva because both of you look like you have your mirrors covered. Good joke from Carl Mayer. Thank you, Carl. Yes, I know. Everybody's driving by going, why is Johnny Depp and Pitbull driving that Prius?
It's so hard because Waze is on the phone that you're using for this,
Oh.
but it's fine. I actually never want to get out of this car. I'm gonna live in this car now. Be a folk star. Well, we want to have a couple moments to ourselves.
Yeah, I'll just say goodbye to everybody. See who's here. Thank you, everybody. Thanks to our friends. Thanks to all the fans out there.
Again, I have to say, disclaimer, we are just a couple of stars in the galaxy of Bob Saget's loved ones. This still doesn't even begin to account for the people. There are people watching, this doesn't even begin to describe their relationship with Bob. This is one story out of a gigantic tapestry of stories of people, and I don't know why I have to keep disclaiming that, because I never want my upset to be a claim against someone else's upset, because this guy replicated direct connect love with more people than I ever would.
Everything
be able
you have, everyone who knew him well has.
has the same thing.
You said, oh, I had this moment with him, or he helped do this thing, or he flew over my house yesterday. Everybody has a spiritual connection with Bob. He made me laugh. He made me feel like I belong. He made me feel made as a comedian. He loved comedians. He loved human people. I love seeing his female colleagues from the shows talk about how much he respected his female colleagues. Jodie Sweetin tell me about the table reads and how he would talk on Full House until she would miss class when she was 9 years old, and how he took her to the Laugh Factory, and you know, she got to laugh at jokes she didn't even understand and learn comedic timing, and they let it, you know, just the way he respected other performers and entertainers. Bob never asked anything of anyone except the scleroderma benefit every year. So if there is a message to any of this, follow the Scleroderma Research Foundation. They're on Instagram, SRF Cure. And, you know, look it up and see what it is. And Bob lost his sister from this terrible disease that mostly affects women. And, you know, if you have it in your heart and you have a few extra shekels in your pocket, it's definitely a worthy cause. And maybe it'll keep us from having to do the damn benefit this year if they raise enough money and find a cure.
How about I say there's 2 signed guitars?
And what can we say other than long live Saget?
I just love you, Bob. Love you, Bob. That's all I'll keep saying out loud when I'm just a guy making coffee going, love you, Bob, making coffee now.
Come. All right. I'm going to sign
And
off.
thank you, everyone. I know that Jeff has been running point, but I know there have been some beautiful things in the comments, and I just want to say thank you to everybody. Yeah.
All right. Long live King Saget.